Today, we pause to honour the lives and legacies of extraordinary individuals we've recently lost, remembering the impact they left on the world and the inspiration they continue to provide. We'll also share updates on WWE stars who are facing challenges, moments that have brought out an outpouring of love, support, and prayers from fans everywhere. Their journeys remind us of courage, resilience, and the human spirit. Join us, subscribe, and become part of a community that cherishes these stories, keeps their memories alive, and celebrates the strength and passion of those who inspire us. Yokozuna, born Rodney Anuai on October 2, 1966, left an indelible mark on the world of professional wrestling. A proud member of the legendary Anuai family, which has produced stars like The Rock and Roman Reigns, Rodney grew up surrounded by wrestling, eventually following in the footsteps of his relatives. He made his in-ring debut in 1984, honing his skills in smaller promotions before catching the eye of the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, now WWE, in 1992. Standing 6 feet tall and weighing over 500 pounds, Yokozuna was an unforgettable presence in the ring. His character, a sumo-inspired persona, captivated audiences with its authenticity and theatrical flair. Fans watched in awe as he executed his signature move, the Banzai drop, crushing opponents under his immense weight. His combination of size, skill, and charisma quickly propelled him to the top of the wrestling world. In 1993, he captured the WWF Championship at the Royal Rumble, famously eliminating a record number of competitors, and reclaimed the title at WrestleMania 9, cementing his status as a superstar. Despite his success, life outside the ring was not without struggle. Yokozuna faced ongoing health challenges, largely related to his size, which eventually impacted his career. After being released from WWF in 1998, he continued wrestling in smaller promotions, proving his love for the sport never wavered. Tragically, Rodney Anuai passed away at just 34 years old due to heart complications. Yet, his legacy lives on, not just in the record books or in highlight reels, but in the memories of fans and fellow wrestlers who admired his talent, dedication, and unique presence. Beyond the titles and accolades, Yokozuna broke barriers for Polynesian wrestlers in professional wrestling, inspiring future generations to pursue their dreams in the ring. Yokozuna's story is one of larger-than-life triumphs and personal challenges, a reminder of the human side behind the spectacle of wrestling. While he may no longer be with us, the image of him dominating the ring, smiling for the crowd, and performing the Banzai drop remains a vivid part of wrestling history, ensuring that the name Yokozuna will never be forgotten. Paul Reubens, the beloved actor and comedian best known for bringing the quirky character Pee Wee Herman to life, passed away 1 year ago, leaving behind a legacy of laughter, creativity, and genuine kindness. While Pee Wee remains an iconic figure in pop culture, Reubens' talents went far beyond the bow-tied, whimsical persona he created in the 1980s. His work in film, television, and stage showcased not only his humor and versatility, but also his ability to connect with audiences of all ages. Born Paul Rubenfeld on August 27, 1952, in Peekskill, New York, Reubens discovered his love for performance at a young age. He honed his craft with the legendary improv troupe, The Groundlings, where he eventually developed Pee Wee Herman, a character whose childlike curiosity and offbeat humor would capture the hearts of millions. Pee Wee first became a household name with Pee Wee's Big Adventure in 1985, and later with Pee Wee's Playhouse, a groundbreaking television show that charmed both children and adults with its imaginative sets, surreal humor, and heartwarming messages. Reubens' work earned critical acclaim, and a devoted fan base who followed him through the decades. Beyond his professional achievements, Reubens was known for his warmth and generosity. Colleagues often spoke of his kindness, both on set and in everyday life, noting the positive impact he had on those around him. Even in unexpected places, his charm shone through. In 2010, he made a memorable appearance on WWE's Monday Night Raw, bringing Pee Wee Herman into the world of professional wrestling. His playful interactions with the superstars on that episode highlighted his unique ability to adapt and entertain in any setting. Though his passing marked the end of an extraordinary career, Paul Reubens' influence continues to resonate. From the laughter and joy of Pee Wee Herman to his heartwarming appearances in surprising places, Reubens left an indelible mark on the world of entertainment. His humour, creativity, and kindness ensure that his legacy will be cherished by fans and fellow performers alike for generations to come. Bushwhacker Butch, born Robert Butch Miller on October 21st, 1944, in Wellington, New Zealand, was a professional wrestling icon whose career spanned more than 5 decades. He is best remembered as one half of the legendary tag team, the Bushwhackers, alongside his longtime partner, Luke Williams. Together, they became one of the most beloved duos in wrestling history. Butch began his wrestling journey in the 1960s, competing in New Zealand and Australia. Early on, he teamed with Luke Williams to form the Sheepherders, a tag team known for their fierce, hard-hitting style. The duo became notorious for their violent, no-nonsense matches, earning a reputation as one of the most fearsome teams in wrestling. Their brutal brawls, often bloody and intense, captivated audiences in promotions like the National Wrestling Alliance, NWA, and on independent circuits around the world. In the late 1980s, Butch and Luke reinvented themselves when they joined the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, now WWE. They traded their violent image for a playful, comedic persona as the Bushwhackers. With their unique look, camouflage outfits, bush hats and missing teeth, and their unforgettable ring entrance, which included marching while swinging their arms and playfully licking fans and opponents, they quickly won the hearts of audiences everywhere. Though they never captured the WWF Tag Team Championship, their charm, energy, and ability to entertain fans of all ages made them a fixture in major storylines and events. Even after leaving the WWF in the mid-1990s, Butch continued to wrestle occasionally, often reuniting with Luke for special appearances. He remained an active and cherished presence in the wrestling community, delighting fans at conventions and events with his warmth and humour. In 2015, the Bushwhackers were rightfully inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, cementing their legacy as one of wrestling's most entertaining and enduring tag teams. Bushwhacker Butch passed away on April 2nd, 2023, at 78. His passing marked the end of an era, but his infectious energy, joy, and the unforgettable memories he created in the ring continue to live on through the fans who loved him. Hana Kimura, born on September 3rd, 1997, was a Japanese professional wrestler and reality TV personality whose life and career shone brightly but ended far too soon. She passed away on May 23rd, 2020, at the age of 22, leaving a lasting impact on fans around the world. Hana was a rising star in the professional wrestling scene, celebrated for her skill, athleticism, and magnetic presence in the ring. She competed in Stardom, one of Japan's premier women's wrestling promotions, where her performances captivated audiences. Her wrestling style was a unique mix of strength, agility, and showmanship, allowing her to stand out among her peers. She was not only talented, but also deeply passionate about her craft, and her dedication inspired many young fans and aspiring wrestlers alike. Outside the wrestling world, Hana reached a wider audience through her appearance on the Japanese reality television show Terrace House, The show offered viewers a glimpse into her life beyond wrestling, highlighting her personality, humor, and warmth. Fans were drawn not just to her talent, but to her genuine, relatable character. Her presence on television allowed people to see the person behind the performer, the laughter, the struggles, and the dreams she carried. Tragically, Hana's life was cut short when she died by suicide at just 22 years old. Her passing shocked the wrestling community, reality TV fans, and countless people worldwide who had admired her energy and spirit. In the months leading up to her death, Hana had faced intense online harassment and cyberbullying, which took a toll on her mental health. Her story brought much-needed attention to the dangers of online abuse and the serious consequences it can have on vulnerable individuals. Hana Kimura is remembered not only for her athletic achievements and television appearances, but also for the joy she brought to those who watched her. Her legacy serves as both a celebration of her talent and a stark reminder of the importance of kindness, compassion, and support in an online world that can sometimes feel harsh and unforgiving. Even though her life was brief, Hana's spirit continues to resonate with fans who remember her strength, passion, and heart. Dominic Oscar Gutierrez, universally known as Dominic Mysterio, carries a name that immediately evokes awe, nostalgia, and expectation, being the son of Rey Mysterio, one of the most revered and innovative figures in professional wrestling history. Born on April 5, 1997 in San Diego, California, Dominic grew up surrounded by the unique rhythm of the wrestling world, traveling with his father, observing the grueling routines of performers, and absorbing the energy of arenas filled with passionate fans. From his earliest moments, he was positioned in a world that demanded resilience, discipline, and a capacity to navigate the intense scrutiny that comes with being part of one of wrestling's most iconic families. While having a father whose name resonates globally is undoubtedly a privilege, it also carries a weight that can feel almost inescapable, shaping expectations and constantly inviting comparisons. Dominic's childhood experiences, including brief appearances on WWE programming during storylines that involved his father, particularly the emotionally charged custody arc with Eddie Guerrero, exposed him to the complex intersection of performance and real-life pressures. These early moments offered him a lens into both the glamour and the sacrifice inherent in professional wrestling, planting seeds that would later influence his approach to the ring, his understanding of storytelling, and his own ambitions to craft a persona that could stand apart from Rey Mysterio's towering legacy. While he could not have fully grasped the magnitude of the attention he would eventually face, it is clear in hindsight that his upbringing served as a crucible, teaching lessons about resilience, adaptability, and the blurred line between spectacle and reality, laying a foundation for the man he would become in the WWE universe. Early career and WWE debut, overcoming skepticism. Dominic's official entry into the WWE spotlight came in 2020 at SummerSlam, where he faced Seth Rollins, an encounter that drew immense curiosity and intense scrutiny from fans and critics alike. The moment was more than just a debut. It was a declaration that Dominic was stepping into a world that would not grant him any leniency despite his famous surname. Skepticism was abundant, with many questioning whether he was prepared to endure the pressures of live performance, the physical demands of high-stakes matches, and the mental toughness required to survive in a business where criticism is relentless. From the outset, Dominic demonstrated a level of commitment that went beyond the inherited talent or exposure he had received. His debut performance, while raw in places, revealed a depth of heart and resilience, reflecting both the lessons absorbed from Rey Mysterio's career and his own burgeoning understanding of storytelling in the ring. The early phase of his career involved navigating the duality of admiration and doubt, balancing the opportunities granted to him as a second-generation performer while fighting to prove that his success was not solely a product of lineage. Training rigorously, refining his technique, and embracing the rigors of performing in front of live audiences, Dominic gradually transformed from a wide-eyed rookie into a more polished athlete. His initial partnership and storyline alignment with his father were emotionally resonant, creating moments of real connection with fans, yet they also underscore the challenges of comparison, where every action was measured against Rey's storied career. This period of his life highlighted not only the technical evolution required of a wrestler, but also the psychological fortitude necessary to carve out a space for himself in a landscape where legacy can simultaneously serve as a ladder and a burden. Turning point: the Judgment Day and character. Evolution. Dominic's trajectory took a dramatic turn when he made the decision to betray his father and aligned with the Judgment Day, a move that signaled his readiness to embrace a more complex, controversial identity. Joining the ranks of Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and Rhea Ripley, Dominic shifted from being Rey Mysterio's sidekick to an independent, villainous force capable of commanding attention in his own right. The betrayal was not merely a storyline twist, it was a strategic career maneuver that allowed Dominic to explore character work, engage in more dynamic storytelling, and demonstrate the capacity for emotional range that would have been constrained in a purely heroic role. As a member of the Judgment Day, he developed a persona that blended arrogance, calculated cruelty, and a sophisticated understanding of audience psychology, generating genuine reactions ranging from anger to reluctant admiration. The creative environment of the stable provided both security and freedom, enabling Dominic to take risks, experiment with his in-ring style, and assert himself in storylines that were previously inaccessible due to the protective nature of his early career. This period marked a shift in perception among fans and analysts, with the wrestling community beginning to recognize that Dominic's contributions were no longer simply an extension of Rey Mysterio's legacy, but a statement of individual identity and intent. The Judgment Day, in addition to serving as a platform for professional growth, also offered a surrogate family structure within the wrestling world, providing emotional support and collaborative opportunities that reinforced his sense of belonging and bolstered his confidence as a performer navigating the complexities of WWE's competitive landscape, wrestling style, and in-ring growth. Dominic's in-ring approach reflects both inherited influence and deliberate evolution, blending the aerial agility synonymous with lucha libre traditions with a more grounded, aggressive style suited to his heel persona. Standing 6 feet 1 inch tall and weighing approximately 200 pounds, Dominic carries a frame larger than his father's, yet moves with a nimbleness that allows him to execute high-impact maneuvers with precision. Over time, he has demonstrated a willingness to embrace risk, refine technique, and expand his repertoire, moving beyond the shadow of comparison to create sequences that are distinctively his own. Fans and critics have increasingly acknowledged his growth, noting that his matches balance physicality with narrative pacing, and his character work ensures that each confrontation carries emotional weight. Whether engaging in high-profile bouts against veterans, participating in championship pursuits, or featuring in weekly television programming, Dominic's presence has become a consistent and compelling fixture. What distinguishes him is not merely his technical skill, but his ability to evoke authentic reactions, whether it be through provoking boos, eliciting shock at unexpected tactics, or generating reluctant admiration for his audacity. This evolution signals a performer who is consciously balancing legacy influence with individual creativity, ensuring that his journey remains both credible and resonant in a highly scrutinized environment. Health challenges, the rib injury. In June 2025, Dominic faced a career-defining health challenge when he suffered a legitimate rib injury, a setback that has reshaped both the immediate and long-term trajectory of his wrestling journey. reports indicate that 2 lower ribs were dislocated, pressing painfully against cartilage, causing significant discomfort and limiting mobility. The injury reportedly occurred during a physically intense match, although speculation within the wrestling community has suggested alternative scenarios, such as accidents during training or other activities outside of televised performance. Regardless of the exact circumstances, the severity of the injury required a period of enforced absence from WWE programming, highlighting the fragile balance wrestlers maintain between performance and personal well-being. Rib injuries are notoriously difficult to manage, affecting breathing, core stability, and overall endurance, which are fundamental to the physically demanding nature of professional wrestling. For Dominic, whose style involves a combination of aerial maneuvers and aggressive striking, the injury represented not only a pause in momentum, but also a reminder of the inherent risks associated with his chosen career. Recovery demands patience, careful rehabilitation, and a mindful approach to prevent further complications, particularly cartilage damage or long-term vulnerability to re-injury. The injury has forced Dominic to confront both the physical limitations imposed by such setbacks and the psychological challenge of maintaining focus, discipline, and motivation during an enforced period away from the spotlight. Financial implications and career uncertainty. The impact of Dominic's injury extends beyond the physical to include financial considerations and career stability, reflecting broader realities faced by professional wrestlers. Although WWE contracts provide substantial compensation relative to industry norms, absences from television can affect performance bonuses, merchandise sales, and potential endorsement opportunities. Extended time away from the ring may also strain the flow of career momentum, limiting exposure and delaying progression in storylines that contribute to long-term earnings and professional growth. For a performer like Dominic, still early in his career, the absence of extensive outside ventures or decades of savings amplifies the financial implications of injury-related downtime. Medical costs, ongoing rehabilitation, and potential adjustments in training routines further complicate the situation, underscoring the precarious intersection of health, performance, and financial planning inherent in the wrestling profession. This period of uncertainty demands careful management and strategic decision-making to ensure that recovery does not jeopardize future opportunities or create disproportionate financial stress, highlighting the multifaceted challenges that professional wrestlers navigate, both inside and outside the ring. The weight of legacy and public perception. Dominic's professional journey is intrinsically entwined with the legacy of Rey Mysterio, a figure whose global recognition and enduring fan admiration set a high benchmark for achievement. The pressure to live up to this legacy is amplified during moments of adversity, such as injury or public scrutiny, when critics are quick to speculate on his durability, skill, or career potential. While this burden can be daunting, Dominic has shown resilience by transforming criticism into motivation, using setbacks to refine his craft and redefine his identity beyond familial association. His evolution into a compelling heel demonstrates a sophisticated understanding of audience engagement, narrative tension, and personal branding, proving that legacy can be both a foundation and a challenge to overcome. The balance between honoring the family name and asserting individuality is a central theme in Dominic's ongoing story, and his ability to navigate this duality will continue to influence his trajectory, shaping not only how fans perceive him, but also how he positions himself within the larger landscape of professional wrestling. Support systems, the Judgment Day, and community. Even in periods of physical absence, Dominic has benefited from the support of his Judgment Day allies, whose ongoing acknowledgement of his role within the stable maintains his relevance in storylines and reinforces his connection to fans. Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and Rhea Ripley serve not only as on-screen partners, but also as emotional anchors, providing a sense of camaraderie and stability that is vital for a performer facing the dual pressures of health recovery and public scrutiny. This network exemplifies the importance of mentorship, collaboration, and peer support in professional wrestling, allowing Dominic to remain integrated in the broader narrative ecosystem while managing the practical and psychological challenges of injury recovery. The stable's attention to subtle narrative inclusion, references, and promotional opportunities ensures that Dominic's name remains present in fan discourse, signaling WWE's continued investment in his long-term development, and reinforcing the idea that even during absence, thoughtful creative planning can preserve momentum and maintain audience engagement. Fan reactions and polarized perceptions. The audience response to Dominic's career, injury, and narrative developments has been polarized, reflecting the complex interplay between character perception, real-life circumstances, and fandom dynamics. Many fans express genuine concern, empathizing with the physical toll and the uncertainty inherent in professional wrestling, while others view his setbacks through a critical lens, attributing success to familial connections or questioning resilience. This duality is emblematic of modern wrestling fandom, where spectators simultaneously consume scripted storylines and real-life developments, creating a layered understanding of performers' experiences. Dominic's persona as a heel amplifies this tension, as audience reactions are intentionally designed to provoke, challenge, and elicit emotion. Yet, the infusion of real injury into the narrative adds an additional dimension of authenticity and vulnerability that blurs the line between fiction and reality. Navigating this duality requires both personal fortitude and strategic storytelling, as performers must manage the emotional impact of polarized feedback while maintaining professional focus and creative direction. The road ahead: recovery, reintegration, and career growth. Dominic's immediate future hinges on a careful balance between physical rehabilitation, professional reintegration, and long-term career planning. WWE has a history of incorporating real-life injuries into narrative arcs, suggesting that his return could be framed as a triumphant comeback, further solidifying his persona and connection with the audience. Strategic timing will be critical to avoid aggravating the injury while maximizing the narrative impact, allowing Dominic to re-establish momentum and reclaim a prominent role within the Judgment Day and broader storylines. Long-term considerations include continued skill development, adaptation to evolving audience expectations, and the careful management of both health and financial stability. This phase of recovery offers the opportunity not only to heal physically, but also to reflect on career goals, refine in-ring strategy, and assert control over the narrative surrounding his identity, ultimately shaping his trajectory in a manner that honors both personal ambition and professional legacy. Conclusion. Carving an individual identity, Dominic Mysterio's journey in professional wrestling is a nuanced tapestry of triumphs, setbacks, and ongoing evolution, marked by the dual pressures of legacy and personal ambition. His rib injury and subsequent recovery underscore the fragility and resilience inherent in a career defined by physical risk, audience scrutiny, and high-stakes storytelling. Financial considerations, public perception, and the challenge of emerging from Rey Mysterio's shadow add further complexity to his professional narrative. Yet, throughout these experiences, Dominic has demonstrated adaptability, creativity, and a capacity for growth, signaling that he is not merely the son of a legend, but a distinct talent navigating the intricacies of modern wrestling. With the support of his peers, careful management of health challenges, and continued dedication to his craft, Dominic is poised to solidify his identity as a compelling performer whose path is uniquely his own, reflecting both the weight of heritage and the promise of future achievement. As he continues to heal, perform, and evolve, the world watches not just the son of Rey Mysterio, but a resilient, ambitious athlete forging a career defined by courage, ingenuity, and the pursuit of personal excellence. His story is a reminder of the human elements behind the spectacle, the endurance, sacrifice, and determination required to succeed in an arena where every triumph and setback is amplified for millions to witness. Dominic Mysterio's ongoing journey is emblematic of a wrestler striving to honor a legendary name, while simultaneously establishing a distinct, compelling, and indelible presence in the ever-evolving world of professional wrestling.